Hello, Taurus. All right, Taurus, let's get right into it. This video is for the 6th through the 13th of October. That moon in Scorpio. That's right, that moon is in Scorpio. So whenever the moon is in Scorpio, and this is where you want to look deeply inward because it's a deeply beautiful, transformative time for everybody, right? Scorpio is a water sign, so we're talking about emotions, right? But this is a time you want to look at your own wounds, your own unhealthy emotions, and let it come to the surface about anything that may have triggered a conversation, a movie, something you saw on social media that may have triggered some deep, unhealed, wounded emotions from your own past. We're not talking about sitting down trauma bonding with people. We're talking about your own past so that you can start the process of doing a deep spiritual detox, because after the moon moves into, and that's a part of the beautiful transformation, so you can finally dead a situation and you can move beyond something, so that when the moon moves into Sagittarius on Monday, you can say, okay, I can really put that list together of things that, I can replace any kind of worry with gratitude. I can focus on closing my eyes and feeling everything that I'm grateful for. So that's like I'm releasing that list of these deep wounds and talking to people who are not really interested in healing their wounds through therapy or whatever other means of healing, getting some kind of healing. All they want is just to be toxic in some way, shape, form, or fashion. And I need to get around some, and I need to start the process of going after some of my own dreams. That's what I need to do. So let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let us 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 get into it. All right, let's go. Five of Swords. Yeah, somebody said some things that may come back to bite them. I don't know. Here we have the Five of Swords here. So Five of Swords, you got to be careful with that too. Here we also have the Nine of Wands because somebody's coming through something. Here we have the Nine of Wands here. And I'm talking to you wherever Taurus is in your birth chart. So you got to be real careful with that too. Because when you're coming through a long and arduous journey and you're praying your way into clarity, the devil, here's the devil, the temptation card, right? We're not talking about the temptation card. The devil is the tempter, the author of confusion and chaos. Source is saying you gotta be real careful of just like aligning yourself with confusion. Like you don't really know the full story of something, and so you just jump on a bandwagon and engage in conversation and just don't know what you're talking about. And so that can end up, like I said before, usually when you look back, see how these two people coming back here on the side of this boat, somebody may not be able to see. You feel like something may have passed you by, like, okay, so that was in the past, whatever. It is the side of this boat reads El Mosquito. So it's just saying, but you think about mosquito bites, like something could come back to bite you, later on. Maybe something that you said or something that you did, could come back to bite you. Because remember, this is one person that's this you right here could be a man, let's just say, whatever, whoever you are, your gender. You're coming through a long and arduous journey, right? For clarity. You've been praying your way into some clarity. And what Source is trying to help you to do is that Source, the creator of this entity right here, knows what your weaknesses are, knows of mine, with your family members, like knows everybody. The creator of all things knows everybody's weaknesses, right? And if you're a person who's still kind of like, I gotta physically see something to believe it, Source is saying to you, instead of just praying about something, praying for clarity, going directly to Source, because what Source is trying to do is increase somebody's prayer life now that something is over and something is kind of like behind you. It's just recognizing where the confusion started, like what started some confusion. Here we have the Dame of Pentacles here, right? And why was the confusion started, right? Why was the confusion started, right? Here we have the Lover's card, right? Who started the confusion? Was somebody caught up in something? Was somebody caught up in some kind of a sting or something? Speaking of this right here, and like, where did all this confusion start, and why how did you get involved in something? So Source is saying to you, the Lovers card not is only about lovers. It could be two lovers that were caught up into something, and they could have been talking about something, and could have been talking about something or somebody involving money. Could have been talking about preying on somebody or saying something, like they could have gotten into an argument about something, because the Five of Swords is about a person who is like combative, or maybe having a sharp tongue, or like somebody who's, like you think is sharp, right? But you're talking about like sharp words could have been exchanged or something like that. Somebody could have said something to somebody about something. But Source is saying to you, the Lovers card is not just about lovers. It's about partnerships in business and or in love, but it's also about decisions. So somebody made a decision to somehow get you involved in something. I don't know who somebody made a decision to somehow like snatch you into some confusion, Taurus. Hold on. Oh, let's get some more. All right, Wheel of the Year, right? Yeah, so here we have the Goddess card here. So something about like either limiting or growing your prosperity, something about cutting or limiting your prosperity was happening here. When we have the Goddess card, it's like the Empress card. Like somebody was, I don't know, somebody was pregnant, or somebody was afraid, they had a pregnancy scare, like two lovers or something. Somebody was afraid of a pregnancy scare, or something was happening. I don't know, y'all. Like, think about it, Taurus. But somebody got you into some stuff, and somebody was afraid of some kind of a pregnancy scare about something. And there's two energies. Think about it. So I see you taking a leap of faith, and I see you moving beyond something. I see you saying, okay, it's three energies that you're saying I'm moving on from. I'm getting as far away from these energies as possible. I need to be more in sacred, around, sacred, divine relationships. I don't want to be connected to, certain types of energies at all. Something is going to be very clear for you this week, because being around these types of energies for you is going to, like, you feel like it's a warmer environment. Even the selection of food on the table for somebody, like you got avocado, which is a good fat. Like the selection could be like mango juice or something, whatever. Like, what is this? Coconut water. Yeah, like even the selection of don't worry about that. Like I said, we're talking about spirits. We're not even talking about the skin color on the cards. I didn't worry about all that. But Source is saying to you, we're talking about spirits. Somebody really wants sacred bonds with people. Like, where you feel like you can create an environment where it's not a competition. Like, it's not like, it doesn't feel like, if you share a creative idea, like if you feel like, okay, well, I think I want to, let's say, because all these people at the table are very creative, right? So let's say you want to learn how to make a avocado cake. I mean, I don't know what that would taste like, but let's say, for instance, you say you have this grand idea to make an avocado cake, or you want to, start a business or a brand or something. You're not going to be afraid that somebody at the table is not going to steal that idea. And that's what this is what you've been praying for. Is like, I want to be around people that I feel like if I create something, even though there's not everything is not anything new under the sun, I want to feel like people are not going to steal my idea. I want to be around people who are going to pour into my idea, that's going to help me to feel like, as something that I have is set apart from everybody else's, right? And so Source is saying you're about to cut ties with people who have, you are trying to limit your abundance in some way, shape, form, or fashion, right? So now that something is becoming clearer and clearer and clearer to you, something is becoming clearer and clearer and clearer to you. And so out of all of this confusion and chaos, it's yeah, you leaving behind a circus. Somebody is saying you leaving behind a bunch of distractions. I don't know who this is for, but you leaving behind a bunch of distractions. Yeah. And to just gain some clarity, to get to the throne. In other words, if it's not about helping people to adjust their crown, I said in all of my readings, so if you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're coming back, welcome back. This is the week that you're going to look back and go, because there's a loved one who's possibly somehow in some way connected to fire energy, could be connected to a fire energy that, like I said before, it's a lot going on. It's a lot going on here in this cards here. There's a Capricorn involved in something. Somebody gonna feel changed, liberated, and free. You're gonna feel just very lucky because a decision has been made. Somebody just decided to just you're gonna just you're just gonna move on. You're gonna finally move on from something. You're gonna finally move on from something. Seven of Wands here. I see you being able to defend your decision to move on from something without even coming across as defensive. Yep, Two of Wands here. Somebody may be taking a cruise. Just like, you know what? You may be taking a cruise by yourself. It may be like, just saying you have a whole world of opportunities ahead of you. You just maybe you moving on from something. Yep, here's the King of Swords here. You've gained complete and total clarity about two energies, in particular. And here we have the Empress card right here. Yep. It could be two fire signs. That either saw you or like somebody else's competition. You may have engaged in some kind of conversation with some people that you could feel like, oh, it could come back and bite you in some way, shape, form, or fashion. And now you're in the light about two energies, but you're ending some conversations with, it's three energies you're saying you're moving on from. It's a total of three energies. You're just saying you're done with them. You're done with them because, yeah, here we have the Eight of Swords. Yep. Because what they were trying to project was, so whenever you see the Eight of Swords, is almost like a person who looks in the mirror and don't know who they are. Like they were trying to project on somebody who like people who like to play, like keep telling people stuff like they don't know who they are. How can I say this? Like a person who has been lied to about their identity for so long. It gives this impression that a person doesn't know who they are when that's not true, when they've just been lied to their whole lives, if that makes sense to somebody. So let me bring this to focus for you all. It would be like equivalent to, so since you all are praying for more, because this doesn't even align with your spirit. Like, I feel like you all are trying to be prayer warriors here. Like, you would rather pray for people than pray on people, Taurus. But Source is saying to you, looking at your cards here, you desire, just like you desire to be around more sacred bonds and sacred emotional connections. You're not the only person who desires to have sacred connections with people, right? But I feel like in this instance right here, you all have had to see up close and personal how loved ones can use dark magic to, people who say they love people can use dark magic to make somebody feel like they're crazy. Like, could literally work on a person's minds for so long they literally don't know who they are, don't know who they're related to, just don't know who they are. I feel like somebody it's like Source had to show you, because you all are earth signs, deal with the physical existence of things. And that's why I always tell people is like, be careful of like who you are talking to, because Source is saying you could be talking to energies who are putting you under a spell. And the reason I say that, look, okay, if a person is constantly telling you, let's say in the workplace, and a lot of people deal with this in the workplace and don't even realize they be putting under a spell. And I'm saying this about your workplace because, again, this is where somebody's thinking about getting a raise or something, right? Raise, increase, or whatever. Let's say, for instance, in the workplace, Taurus, your manager keeps saying to you over and over and over again that you're not ready for a leadership position. They keep saying it to you. You have gone to school, you got the licenses, the degrees, everything, but your head and heart are at war with each other because they've been gaslighting you so much in the workplace, thinking that, oh, I'm going to invite them out to lunch. They're really just trying to get familiar with you. They're familiar spirits, right? So they're trying to get familiar with your head and heart, how your head and heart are at war with each other. So let's see. So they keep, I love you. Love doesn't hurt, right? This is what somebody had to see firsthand for themselves. If your manager is love family members do this sometimes. Somebody is telling you, or somebody saying to you, I really like you, if you just hang in there, but they really see somebody as competition. They see somebody as competition. Somebody has had to see something firsthand in order to say, why in the world can I see this? That's what's happening. So it was like somebody came to you, Taurus. I hope y'all can see what I'm saying. I'm saying this in the highest complimentary way to you all. I hope somebody can receive it. It's like somebody said to you in their spirit realm that it's something about your spirit, and like it's something about your connection to source or the creator, that they trust your spirit. It's something about your spirit. Somebody says they really trust your spirit, but you couldn't see it. It's something you couldn't see it. It's like somebody, like when I hear people say family over everything, but their definition of family may be significantly different than family members who will never support them, who have always been calling them crazy their whole life, who won't have a problem with talking about them behind their backs at all. Something. And so this is a lesson for somebody. This is a big lesson for somebody, and how and why some people will walk away from their entire some people will walk away from their entire family. They will cut friends off. They will cut certain people off just to heal themselves from all of that being talked about behind their back. I mean, just to build sacred bonds. Just to build sacred bonds. That's where your breakthrough is going to come in. You're going to wake up from a nightmare. Something's going to feel like you're having a breakdown because you're asking, what is the motive? Like, what's the reason? What is the reason? Something that either you said or somebody is going to start piecing some puzzles together for you. Some information is going to come back to you that's like, it's going to start making sense to you. Like, okay, oh my God, something wasn't clicking, processing, in your mind. It's like, now it's starting to make sense. Right here we have the Page of Pentacles. You're going to feel like a whole new lease on life. You're going to feel like there's a whole new lease on life. Here we have the Knight of Cups here. Yeah. A lot of your wishes are going to be fulfilled because it's going to start making sense to you. Like it's going to be two energies that's going to come to you and going to share something with you that's like, these energies have been working on somebody for so long. It's like a person constantly, I'm telling y'all, just gaslighting to the core. This right here. Like if you're, like I'm telling you, somebody, source is saying you're going to feel like you have a whole new lease on life because it's like your manager telling you, let's go out to lunch. They trying to keep you close to them. Let's go out to lunch every single day. But you can't figure out for the life of you that it is your manager, somebody that close to you, that would do something to you to keep you from being promoted. Like you can't believe that some family members will do anything they possibly can do to keep somebody from seeing their purpose in life. That's what somebody is starting to see. Like, I can't believe somebody's family would be this demonic. So something is getting ready to take you to the next level. Something is getting ready to take you to the next level, like in terms of your like I said, having a breakthrough here. Yeah. So you make some decisions are being made. Somebody is now learning how to, focus on looking at how a person can look in the mirror and think the worst of themselves all the time. Like, this is how people get low self-esteem. Their whole family has been talking, just saying dark stuff about them their whole lives. That's what somebody is starting to learn. So for those of you all who may be getting like feeling like a whole new lease on life, some of y'all may be actually signing a new lease, so congratulations to you. But or like I said, getting a raise at work, something's happening for you, something major is happening for you, because you got a lot of things going on in your cars here, Taurus. But somebody is starting to realize, like, man, I had no idea. Like, it's something, is like when we go on this journey, Taurus, and like you've been talking, making a decision about some things. For some of you all, leaving a job, it's going to make so much sense to you all how your best friend, some of y'all, and again, take only what resonates with you, that person who was your manager you were going to lunch with every single day was the very energy that was talking about you behind your back. You sharing stuff with them about, oh, I got all this going on in my personal life, and you, the very thing you talking to them about, it came back to bite you later as to why you weren't being promoted. You just kept saying, you keep going back around them, you keep talking to them, you keep telling stuff, you just keep, it's going to come back to bite you. And you couldn't figure out for the life of you why these energies see everybody as competition. They're very Yep. They like to treat everybody like a charity case. So some new seeds are being planted. You're dealing with some very shady energies. Very shady. Very, very shady. So from now on, somebody's going to start saying, you know what? You're going to start believing some stuff. When people start telling you they have cut their entire shady family off. See this man with the shades on? When somebody tells you, you know, and you I don't know what somebody do for a living, but source is going to say to you, that is why when some people leave jobs, they don't keep in contact with the people they work with, because some of your colleagues sat right there and saw you going to lunch with your manager, but they heard your manager say, oh no, they never gonna get a raise, and they didn't say anything to you. Some of y'all in your own family know that there are certain people jealous of you and never said anything to you about who was jealous of you in your own family. Let you sit there and believe whatever for years and never said anything. That's why this is going to be a very monumental week for somebody to start looking at things through a different lens, because somebody really, I'm telling you, somebody looked at you as like a protector. Like somebody looked at you as being very smart. This is King of Swords. Somebody looked at you as being somebody like, okay, Taurus will figure this out. Because if somebody were to tell you, you would probably wouldn't even believe it. Until you start saying, okay, I need to get familiar with something. I need to get familiar with something to figure out what the heck is going on here. I need to get familiar with something to figure out what's going on here. So, I'm glad you figured some stuff out. So I see you're, I see this is going to be a weekend for somebody. The way you're going to save yourself this weekend is really just kind of sort of in a very nostalgic way. Kind of go back to your own childhood and think about the happy times in your own childhood. Like just kind of like go back to put yourself in a place of gratitude in your own childhood, in your own mind, right? Of just, just like, here we have the 10 of Cups. If there's anybody in your own family where you just felt like, okay, I'm so grateful for my own family. And again, I'm not saying this to trigger anybody, but sometimes you really got to look at your own family to say, man, I didn't realize people's family came from such a shady family, that was just so painful and so hurtful. Now things are starting to click and come together. Things are starting to make sense. The Devil card. Yeah. And why people work so hard to demonize people. Like, instead of seeing, trying to see the good in people, they so busy, they worried about, they demon it. There must be a motive there. So somebody's going to go back to your own childhood and just remember any part of your childhood that you can pull out in your own childhood and just start thinking, I remember this, and I feel like, just I feel grateful for, parts of your own childhood. I feel like that's what's going to be kind of somebody's saving grace, and think about that. That's what I feel like is going to happen for everybody this weekend, because Source is saying to you, it's time to use your wisdom. I'm a lifelong learner. I listen more than I speak. I listen to understand, not to reply. Divine wisdom flows freely into my life. I make wise decisions. I am prudent. I am patient. Yeah. This is where, as a Taurus, your patience is really going to help you. It's really going to help you. So I'm going to see you all in the next video. So make it a positive week, a very intentionally positive week. But yeah. Some people come from very shady families. Some people come from shady families where they've been treated like they just been like, you should be grateful, that you're a part of this family. Like, for real, some people come from those kind of families, and and so much death has been spoken into their lives, their whole lives. You're not this, you're not that, you're not this, you're not that. If you didn't come from that kind of family, you're gonna be thanking Source. I'm talking about like backflip, doing cartwheels, spinning around, hugging trees, happy this weekend. And so Source is really trying to get somebody in a different frame of mind here, trying to help you get into a whole different frame of mind here. But yeah, that is what causes people to move on from people, because they're just like, okay, it's time to balance some things out. That's your moon sign. That's what's balance it out. So yeah, something is helping you to balance out your emotions. So that's what I have for you. So somebody could be signing a new lease here. And so I'm seeing an approval possibly for somebody signing a new lease. But yeah, just helping you to, even if you got shady members of your own family, helping you to just get away from shady members of your own family, because that's where the connection is going to be for you. Something where you're going to have in common with somebody that, you're going to say, man, I don't know why my head and heart were at war about this. Y'all know what I'm saying, Taurus? Have y'all ever met somebody whose family was so shady? You just like, dang, like, for real? Like, are they, okay, wow, right? So yeah, but anyway, that's what I have for you all. Let's see what this what your number is, and let's see. Yeah. Yep, I am observant. You got two eyes, right? But angels ask for your attention. Open your eyes, listen, and think about everything that is happening. Trust your intuition and follow their guidance without any delay. Focus inward through meditation and prayer. That is what I have for you. So yeah, you're definitely asking for Source's wisdom, for clarity this week. And again, dealing with your own beautiful and transformative time through, like, maybe even deep sea salt water. Maybe you're taking a deep sea salt bath to do a spiritual detox, or maybe drinking whatever, drinking water or whatever, listening to water sounds or whatever. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing for you all. I will see you all in the next video. Bye.